The upcoming debates scheduled for September and October are poised to be pivotal for Donald Trump's campaign momentum. These discussions, laden with potential, could substantially sway voter opinions and reshape electoral predictions, serving as a crucial turning point in the political landscape. The examination of solid states for both candidates reveals critical insights, especially regarding where they might find a comparative advantage. For Trump, states like Utah, Wyoming, and Alabama emerge as bastions of support, reinforcing his standing among his base and illustrating a clear electoral pathway. Transitions to likely competitive states, which display margins ranging from 7 to 15%, signal a rising intensity in these battlegrounds. The outcomes in these jurisdictions are destined to significantly influence the overall election results, demonstrating just how crucial these areas have become in the current political climate. In Colorado, support for Kamala Harris anticipated to diminish is striking, with projections estimating a narrow victory margin of merely 7 to 9 points. This marks a stark contrast to the substantial lead Joe Biden enjoyed in previous elections, underscoring shifting political sentiments within the state. The political scenario in New York raises alarm bells for Democrats, particularly following Andrew Cuomo's resignation. This development could result in Harris contending from a non-solid margin, a noteworthy deviation from the party's historical dominance in this key state. Similarly, New Jersey's Democratic establishment is grappling with controversies surrounding Senator Bob Menendez, jeopardizing Harris's support there. This layer of uncertainty adds complexity to her campaign, especially in states that have traditionally leaned blue. Turning our gaze to Iowa and Ohio, we observe a dramatic shift. Regions that once proudly stood as Democratic bastions under Obama have now transitioned into solid Republican territory. With Trump poised to secure victories in these states by substantial margins, historical voting patterns underpin this significant electoral transformation. Florida's evolution from a battleground state to one that leans Republican is equally notable. Trump's victory in 2020 combined with DeSantis's impressive re-election bid demonstrates a marked change, positioning Florida as a critical piece in the Republican strategy since the 2012 elections. Even as Texas trends slightly leftward, it remains a formidable challenge for Democrats aiming to flip this key state in presidential contests. Analysis suggests Trump's performance has improved since 2020, indicating that Republican support remains robust, further complicating Democratic aspirations. In the case of New Mexico and Maine, while both states are leaning towards Harris, they remain fiercely competitive. Harris is particularly favored in New Mexico. However, the potential for Trump to gain traction cannot be overlooked, reflecting the fluid nature of voter preferences. The 2016 election serves as a reminder that Maine can flirt with competitiveness, having come surprisingly close to a Republican outcome. This historical context suggests that Trump may indeed have a viable path in states typically seen as Democratic strongholds. North Carolina's long-standing Republican allegiance, evidenced by its voting pattern since 2008, continues to spotlight its conservative disposition. Trump's prior success in this pivotal state illustrates why it remains crucial in the electoral calculus. Looking ahead, both North Carolina and Georgia appear to lean towards Trump, despite Biden's earlier triumphs. Polling data suggests a strong possibility for Trump to secure Georgia by a significant margin, further confirming the state's evolving political landscape. As for Arizona, this battleground state is increasingly reflecting potential support for Trump after Biden's narrow victory in the last election. Trump's previous successes in Arizona bolster his chances, indicating a competitive race ahead. Meanwhile, Nevada, which hasn't aligned with the Republican Party since 2004, signifies a shifting voter sentiment, particularly if Trump can tap into growing support. Current polls displaying him as a favorable candidate hint at meaningful changes on the horizon. However, Joe Biden's absence from the ballot places Kamala Harris at a disadvantage in crucial Pennsylvania, a state vital for the Democrats' electoral success. Her limited connection to this state poses genuine concerns as the election approaches. Virginia's electoral votes are equally critical, with the state potentially swinging towards Trump due to the narrow lead Harris currently holds. Trump's historical momentum in Virginia prior to Biden's withdrawal suggests an election outcome that could defy expectations. Lastly, Minnesota, traditionally a Democratic stronghold, could also become an area of vulnerability for Harris if Trump consolidates his support. The decision to select a popular local governor as her vice president may be pivotal in fortifying her position within the state.